Hey everybody, it's Everett back to you from Hood Time Welding. Today we are making a, pretty much it's a table, but it's a special table because it's going to actually, it's more of a countertop I guess, but this frame is going to be supporting a 300 pound, around 300 pound piece of granite. The rest of the counter, so it's for a kitchen, the countertops come over, or the granite goes on the countertops, and then this is sort of like an island sticking out. I guess that's not an island, but like a shelf sticking out. It's going to be 60. The overall size of the granite is going to be 66 inches wide, or 66 inches long, 24 inches wide. Right? Let me see. Sorry. Oh, 26 inches wide. So what we're doing is we're actually making this so you have a 3-inch lip over top of the frame that'll stick out past the framework. So the framework itself is pretty simple. You know, we've got an end. This side we can't take our support all the way out to the end because there's actually 6x6, 2x6 with like 5 of them where it's got to support the ceiling. So they had to make a support beam. So we had to actually bring this end in for the cross piece in. We're going to bring it in about 6 inches. This end's going to be free floating, so we're going to cap the end. I already have the 45s on it. We want it to look real nice, so it's not like we want to leave these tubes, like one of them open one way or another. So I did 45s on it so we could slap that on, and you know, it'll all be enclosed. We have the legs are going to come off of these two pieces. We're in 15 3/4 from either end, so that it's centered in the piece of granite that's going to sit on it. Not quite centered in the frame. Well, no, it's centered in the frame. If I got my measurements right. We'll see. I'm a little flustered today, I guess. But I figured you guys didn't really want to see me doing cutting and drilling and all that, because we also have 2 end pieces. It's 1/4-inch steel. And this is what's going to actually hold up. This is going to be anchored to the wall. And this will be down underneath. So this is the top. So our tubing will get right into here. And these will be below. So this is all hidden. But I pre-drilled them. They're, like I said, they're 1/4-inch thick, 1.5 inches wide. The tubing is 1.25 inches by 1/8 inch. I think that was pretty strong to be able to support what we're doing. And then the special thing about this is the lady wanted something special for the legs. So that's why we got the Beaver tube roller bender, is because we're going to actually come up a short distance straight and then we're going to curve them in to meet in the center. So you only have one center post. So all around it's going to be nice and open. The other thing is, in the center of those cross pieces, we're going to actually have a round bar circle that I'm going to make, and then it'll come out. So that sort of gives it a little more strength in the center there, so those legs can't bow out any. So we've got that. On the supports going up, we've got some bracing that'll go on either side so that it's not tipsy side to side. I know I'm not doing great on explaining. I'm sorry. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and start fitting this tabletop up, because that's the first part. And after we get that fit, we'll fit it, we'll weld it. Once we get the tabletop's the important, or the easy part. The hard part's going to be the legs. So that's what I figured we'd get started with. I know I didn't do a great job explaining today. I guess I'm just stumbling over my words today. So instead of doing that, let's get to work and get this tabletop tacked together and welded. So let's go.
If your heart gets broke, by your side when you're all alone, I will be there. When you're down and down on your luck, things got tough and you've had enough. When you fall down, I'ma pick you up. I will be there. I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be there for you. I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be there for you. Yeah, and you got me. You know that I know that you know that I'll be there for the highs and lows. Keep you mine if your heart gets broke. By your side when you're all alone, I will be there. When you're down and down on your luck, things got tough and you've had enough. When you fall down, I'ma pick you up. I will be there. Hey, I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be there for you. I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be there for you. When you're down and down on your luck, things got tough and you've had enough. Whoa, I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be there for you. I'll be there for the highs and lows. Keep you mine if your heart gets broke. By your side when you're all alone, I will be there. When you're down and down on your luck, things got tough and you've had enough. When you fall down, I'ma pick you up. I will be there. I will be there for you. I will be there for you all of the time, yeah. Down and down your love.
So we got the tabletop all welded up, you saw. Probably noticed me grinding the one side. That's the side the granite's going to be on, so we want that nice and flat. We want those front corners that are going to be out. I mean, I know they're buried in 3 inches from either side, but we still want those ones nice and smooth, even the weld underneath, so that way nobody catches anything. So that's why I was grinding the end so much. It's just to make sure everything's flat, smooth, no sharp edges. And then, like I said, on the very top, we've got to have that all flush. So I had to just flush everything out. Sitting nice. I didn't bowl it too much. You noticed I only welded one side on the way down, welded the other side on the way back, flipped it, did the other same thing, then welded one side, welded one side. I was trying to disperse the heat throughout the whole thing, so not just weld like one all the way around and have that one pull on me. So that the thinner tubing like that, that's something you've got to watch for. Now you might have noticed me setting up this box right at the end. What this is this is the width between my two braces that I want the leg to meet down to, or where the braces are up here, and then this is the center of where I want to meet them, and this is the height we need. Overall height with the tabletop's got to be 34.5. So this is 34 or 33.25. So that's an 1.25 inch we need for the thickness of the tubing. We're going to either have a 1/4 inch or 3/16 plate on the round plate on the bottom. I got to see what I have in stock. I don't know if I have 3/16 or 1/4. But either way, we can cut off a little extra on the bottom. The big thing is just get the general shape of the legs. Since I haven't ever used this bender before, what I'm going to actually start with is I'm actually got some conduit that I don't care about. So what I'm going to do is cut a piece that's going to be about the length we need, so we can start playing with what we look like with our curve, with our bends and all that. So that's sort of where we're at right now. So right now, like I said, I've got this set up so I can set my piece in there and make sure I'm going to have enough length and just to sort of see the curve. I think the first 3 to 4 inches I'm actually going to start out straight and then start curving it. We're going to have to see how that looks. But like I said, I've never used the bender before, so I wanted to start. So that's why I'm going to start with the conduit before I start with the good material. And then also it'll give me the length I need so I can cut the tubing to the right length. So yeah, let's get playing with this bender, see what we can do with it, see what it looks like. So let's keep going. So there is the two legs all bent. You can see it's high on both sides, which is what I wanted, just so we can cut it down. Uh, right here and right here on both sides, we have a slight little kink, and I don't know if that's just me learning to use the roller. I know I started, those are the points where sometimes I would press down on it, and I think what I need to do is make sure it goes to the middle and then do my turn. Do a turn on tighten the vise down. Um, or that just might be, since it doesn't continue the roll, that's where, but it has that straight top that I wanted for the first like 4 to 6 inches, because that's where those gussets are going to come in. So otherwise those gussets would have to be cockeyed a little bit to meet up. So that's pretty much how I wanted them. Are they totally perfect? No. I mean, I'm learning with that bender. That was the first, second, and third bend I've done with it. You saw in the pipe. One thing I did notice is next time I do pipe, what I'm going to have to do is make sure I put like a piece on the end, like tack a piece on, so I can make sure it stays in the same plane as you're rolling it, because that one sort of rolled off to the side a little bit. I mean, you can see it sitting down there how it's up. So just to make sure that it when you're rolling it, you keep it straight up and down when it's going back and forth. But I think for the first time, that's pretty good outcome. And it's not rated for 1/8 inch, it's just under 1/8 inch, but it handled those like a champ. What I did to keep, just a few pointers, what I did to make sure I had that same angle is I went through and I marked each turn how many times I tightened it down, and when I got close within like 2 to 3 turns, then that's when you saw me start checking the two compared to each other, and I think they came out really good. They're almost exact. There might be just a teeny bit off, but you're never going to notice that. So, oh, and if I didn't say it already, this is a new day for me. I finished bending those up the other day. It was time to go, so I just shut everything down, and I wanted to finish getting those all ready so you guys could see. So the next step is we've got to cut our circular plate for the base, and then we've got to make our circle for in the middle. So I'm going to probably start out with the base so that it has a chance to cool down while I'm bending the circle. But either way, yeah, those are the next steps. We get those fabricated. We can get everything tacked together. I might even weld it all the way out, because I know, what I have to keep between my two tubes. So as long as I hold that, which when you put the center brace in, that's going to hold it at the distance that we need, we should be good to just weld all this out and then literally just have to attach it to the top portion. So while I'm cutting and bending on the circles, we'll think about that. But like I said, so the next steps up is to get the base cut, to get that center piece cut and bent. So let's go ahead and continue working. So it's been a couple days since I've talked to you guys and been working on this tabletop, or I don't even know what to call it. But anyways, the last thing we needed to do was get the legs mounted to the base, and we were waiting for a single measurement. We had to wait for the carpenter to get everything laid out in the kitchen, get the cabinets in, so we could actually pre-fit our piece, the tabletop part. So we did that yesterday. We got the measurement we needed, but I ended up having to run all around. So today we're going to finish up. So first thing we got to do is we're going to have to get this up tight against the table here. It keeps sliding because of the weld, but anyways, get that up tight. Figure out exactly where we got to cut it here. Get it cut, and then get it fit on the tabletop. Get the gussets on and weld her up, and then she should be all done. So we're going to go ahead and continue working on this. Like I said, I don't know. I was just trying to give you a quick little recap because I can't remember exactly what we talked about last time we were talking and where we left off at. So that's where we're at today. So we'll get started and keep going. So there she is, all done. I know you guys saw me heating these up. And what it is I knew it would suck some on the other side because all the weld on the other side and nothing on this. So I was using the torches to heat up in 4 different spots to bring that up a little bit. And we just had a little bit of a high spot right here that I just took down and blended just a little bit. I think it might be like a 30-second out, if that. But it's going to get a glue layer all the way around it and across. And this little spot where I took out just a little bit of metal is not going to, weaken it up that much or anything. Same thing with this side, is that we just had that little bit of a crown right here. So by heating here and here, that brought it up, and then heating here and here, finished bringing it up. And again, we had about a little bit, and we've got maybe a 30-second across the whole thing. But she's looking pretty good. You saw me really working on trying to make sure everything was nice and lined up. The problem is when I bent these, you get a little bit of a bow on the side with or not a bow, but it mushrooms out just a teeny bit on the side, so you can't really use the square to get it this way. Plus I had welds on this side, and I forgot about that at first, and then I remembered it, and I'm like, crap, you can't do that. So then what I did was put my degree finder down on the bottom, and made sure that plate and the top are right in line. So all I got left to do is paint it. The customer is, we dry fit the top up the other day, so they already have the holes for that end where it sits, and that's how we measured the leg and that. But I think she looks pretty cool. You get the braces in there, it makes it look a lot less bare, but pretty cool thing. So anyways, bender worked really well. I still got some kinks to work out in it, but that is just getting used to it. For the first time of doing this, I think it came out pretty nice. I think everything looks really nice. So yeah, that's another one done. Any comments, questions, concerns, just saying hi, I appreciate. Big thumbs up if you like it, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.